So here's the finished one, just with a little bit of line tool and the width tool, and that's the color picture that I tried. So I just show you, I just kind of traced right over this image, which is easier said than done, but dim down the image of the layers, have a new layer on top, and just quickly having this go with the pen tool and using the parts that you know, and trying to go on the outside edge of one of these pen lines just to, I know I'm going to use the width tool in order to make it a little bit thicker. So I'm either going to pick the inside or the outside or the center of this line, and then I can use the width tool to try to extend the thin and thick line just to give it a nice dimensional look to it. And I'm also going to make sure just on this one to enclose all the shapes. So for the eye, I just kind of did this part. I'll come back and illustrate that with an ellipse tool, but you can kind of see just kind of speeding this up, zipping it across, using the space bar, trying to zoom in as close as I can so I can see better the actual lines I'd like to use. And there's, like I said, a couple gaps I'll come back and fix just in a moment. But here, just kind of zipping around here with the pen tool. And again, trying to analyze the interior parts of this character. And then switching over to the width tool, which allows you to do the thin and thick on either side, or the option key held down to get one side or the other, just to give it a little dimension to it. And again, you can use the midpoint of the line or the base of the line. So it kind of puts it out real quick because I have it speeded up fast. And there's the image, so I just pop in a section here for the pen and adjust it. Again, you can use the end sections of this one. This is just the pen tool, but I might go back in and just clean that up there. So once you have it, here it is all separated up. You can, it's a good idea to copy it and duplicate it so you can come back to it. Go to the object, you can see it's not going to keep the line quality, so you have to go to Path, Outline Strokes, and then go to Object, Live Paint. And here it allows you then just to go right over the top and click the colors and fill it right in. And it gives you a solid piece, unless you have the gap. If there's a gap, then just adjust the gaps to fit. And I'll duplicate this one once it has the live paint. And here you can see there's a window shade with the live paint selection tool, so I can put gradients onto this character. I'll go to a couple different pieces in here for the purple color. There it is. A couple different texture colors in there. It just gives you a quick way to illustrate that, and that's just using some gradients. So I'll duplicate those two and come back to the first one and double click on it so I get into the isolation mode, and this allows me to use the mesh tool to give me some different colors. Some of the paths, if they have too many points, they won't let you do the mesh tool, so you have to simplify it in order to activate the mesh tool. And it lets you pick some colors, get some different highlights and shadings of the midtones, the values, and the, like a highlight light blue for that part of the eye. And here, if it doesn't, I can always put in a radial gradient from here just to give it the texture and the circular part. So keep in mind the mesh tool, you can adjust it. I didn't adjust anything, I'm just clicking it to show, but you can go into the direct selection tool, and there you have from the line tool all the way to the character.